Hey, it's me Eva and Ali here. Welcome back to 10 Ways with Knitwear. This show is about taking one garment and changing it 10 times. Last week we created a button stand made from some lace and buttons. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, I'll put them all in the description below. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the show and hit the notification bell button to find out when I upload next. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to be creating a collar from scratch. I think a really cool flat collar detail can go a long way, especially if you're starting with your Christmas parties or have got a lot going on, going out in the evenings. It's a great look. So there's so much that you can do with it, and I'll show you just one way. Once you know the technique, it will be easier for you to play around with different ideas, shapes and embellishments. Let's do it. The first thing we need to do is to fold our piece of knitwear in half lengthways, so the fold runs along the middle of the neckline, just like I have done here. Then we need to fold the back neckline because it's higher. We then need to put a piece of paper, A4 piece of paper is absolutely fine. Slide it underneath the folded jumper or whatever kind of knitwear you have and trace the front neckline. The curve that you have traced will be usually from the center front to the shoulder, so for half of the collar, and you could mark those things as well because it will be easier, to not get lost later. You can then draw a shape of your choice between the center front and the shoulder tip. Here I've done a slightly curved and also pointed design, but you could play around with different shapes. Once you have decided what shape you want, add a centimeter all the way around, that will be for seam allowance, and cut the piece out. You then need to cut 4 pieces in fabric of your choice. That fabric should be something that really looks great together with the knitwear that you have, and if it's quite flimsy fabric, like in my case it is, you could add an extra piece of fabric for each side. I've used a thicker material to reinforce the collar later. You could use anything really, like calico or cottons or curtaining. It does work quite well to have something like that inside. So you need one from each side if you decide to go for that. Then you need to place the pieces 2 by 2, right sides together, and if you have got the extra piece of fabric for the inside, you could just lay that on top on either side like I've shown here and stitch all the way around except for the curve of the neckline. So basically all around the shape that you have chosen. From there, you trim the extra seam allowance to avoid bulk. The best thing to do is to actually trim the thickest material, if applicable, and then turn everything through to the right side. So the thicker piece, if you have put one of them, stays on the inside, and press with an iron, press it nice and flat. From there, you could lay the pieces that you have stitched onto the jumper. You want the bits that were the center front meet in the middle. And there are many ways in which you could attach these pieces to the garment, but what I've done is the most straightforward way, which is I bought some bias binding, which is really cheap thing to buy from your haberdashery. And you can unfold it and pin it like I have shown here, and you need to stitch all the way along that fold, trapping the collar between the binding and the original neckline. Don't forget to leave some extra binding on either side. I've done it so it runs all the way to the shoulders. Much neater on those sides. And once you have stitched all the way along, you could then fold the binding up and over through to the wrong side like I've shown here, and pin all the way around, and then stitch down right on top of the binding to secure all sides. Make sure you don't catch the back of the garment because your head won't go through. And finally press with an iron so it's nice and flat. And here's the result. As you can see, is such a great transformation. The color has truly transformed this piece of knitwear, and you could do so much with it. Yes, the technique is a little bit more complicated than what I've shown you up to this point. However, if you do it again and again, you'll find that you do it much faster, you enjoy the process, and especially knowing that each bit of experimentation will bring you a different result, the possibilities are endless. Imagine if you change the shape and the different fabrics that you use, and if you also embellished the color depending on the pattern that you have. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments below what else you'd like me to do. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification button below this video to get notified when I upload next. And hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay creative and see you then.